And Google is going wireless. It's striking deals with Sprint and T-Mobile US. The search giant planning to sell mobile phone plans directly to consumers, ones that will run on Sprint and T-Mobile. The Information's senior portfolio reporter, I should say, Amir Efrati, with me now, who broke the story. Amir, thanks so much for joining us. So what is behind Google's strategy here?
Well, this is a very typical move for Google. They don't really like intermediaries that get between them and their customers, who are you and me, who use the web. And so they basically want to prod the wireless industry to get better, to cut prices faster, to make the service better. And they think that they have some ideas for how to do that. So this is kind of an experiment similar to the way they launched Google Fiber internet service in places like Kansas City. It's a very similar move to that.
So what does it mean for T-Mobile US? What does this mean for Sprint?
Well, these guys are obviously the number 3 and the number 4 wireless carriers. They're having a tough time catching up to the top 2, AT&T and Verizon. And so they are kind of, they're more willing to work with a company like Google, even though they view Google as kind of a long-term threat. And so they're like, okay, Google, you want to give us money for access to our network? Sure, that'll help our bottom line in the meantime. And I think that there are some clauses here that sort of prevent Google from getting too big, but I think that this is really a way for them to make some extra cash because they have extra capacity in their network.
So the extra capacity, what does this mean as far as competing with Apple and Apple iPhones?
I don't think it has that much to do with Apple. I mean, this is really a matter of, Google wants to sell more high-end Android phones, and I think that they want to sell these devices online through their online store and then offer people mobile plans. So I think they really want to get that ramped up. That's very difficult to do in the US because most people buy phones through retail stores, but Google's always thinking globally. So this is kind of a first step, and they want to see what works, what doesn't, and then take this international.
Well, that makes sense in the world. And what part is not yet using phones that could be internationally?
I think it's not a matter of getting into areas where people aren't using smartphones yet. It's more about making sure that people have easier mobile phone plans, that they don't have to think about carriers, that they have just faster access. And part of this is also a way for Google to experiment with new applications that would be kind of tied to their wireless service that they're managing here, because they're actually going to be managing a service and kind of handing off calls between Wi-Fi and cellular networks. So there's a lot of technology that goes into this, and I think they want to do this in markets where it makes sense.
All right, that makes sense, Amir. Thank you very much. Great reporting. Amir Efrati joining us there from The Information.